Okay. Just trying to get this all started up. And it's not starting up yet. But it should be started. Hey, look, I'm started. Just not on mine. Give this a couple minutes for a few people to show up. What come yours says that? No easier moderation. You gotta work with stuff. You're gonna get fired. Why won't mine come up? Alright, I think I know where I gotta go. I need my glasses just to see that. You should start saying hi to people and see if they recognize your voice.
Hey guys.
That's it? That's all you got? Hey guys.
Gonna see if they pick up who it is.
You don't have to go that far. Oh, there. Now I got my live stream coming up. Like everybody knows, I used 3 computer screens to kind of set all this up so I can see what's going on. And I finally got the YouTube one up. So hopefully we don't crash this week. But we got Scrumptious Model Trains. We got the Southern 207 Hobbies. Hi Spike. Hi Sparky. You're an hour early. No, I'm not. 7 o'clock. My time. Eastern. 7 o'clock Eastern. So if I'm an hour early, 6 o'clock for you guys.
How you doing, Pops?
Hi, Nancy. 2448 Toy Man. G'day, sir. Washington State Rail Fan. Trainman 46. How are you doing? Randy's Rock and Roll Railroad. I like saying that all the time. Randy's Rock and Roll Railroad. That's just guts. It just flows.
Definitely a catchy title.
It is.
Name, yep, it is.
So, I guess now I got to start looking at some of the other chat. As we start every Wednesday, if anybody's got any questions or concerns or problems that they're having with their model railroads or questions they want about getting started with model railroads, ask away. I do have the chat up on the screen, so everybody that's in here can take part, answer questions that people have, and if I see them, I'll try to answer them too. Or the special guest will, which we don't know who it is yet, or we do. Oh. Somebody knows who the special guest is already.
Funny, Ron.
So I can see 3 different chats, and I'm obviously not going to be on the right one. So without further ado, since we already know who it is, and I've got to turn this other computer screen so I can see it. Kabam, something like that. And maybe you guys are sick of looking at me already. So what we got is I tried out that ESU controller system. You need to turn on that light right there, both of them. Bang.
There you
Bang.
go.
Bang. That might help a little bit. Now we got some lights. Chesapeake and Ohio Junction. G'day, sir. Southern 207 Hobbies. Hi, Peter. Hey, shush. You're not supposed to know who the special guest is yet. Who gave that away? Yeah. Sam Cool, nice to see you, buddy. You got to get some more videos up. I want to start seeing what you're doing with your layout. Okay, so like I said, without further ado, because you're sick of looking at me already, but purchased that ESU system a while ago, and I couldn't get it to work. And what had happened, and I found this out at Amherst because I was talking to the ESU booth and the guy that does their videos. And as soon as I said I entered a password that the system needed, and the password I entered was password, because I kind of thought, hey, anybody with any brains would put in password as the password if you don't tell people what the password is. And they don't. You look through the ESU controller's book and everything else, there is no mention of the password. So, as soon as I told him that, he said, Oh, I forgot to put it in the book. But the password for the ESU new controller is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Put that in there and wow. So I told this guy what the password was. And I'll let him take over the live stream for now. How you doing, Peter? Move over, buddy. It's all you. There you are. You're almost in the screen.
Hey guys, it's Peter, CP Rail 8748. So yeah, Sparky asked me to figure out a system. And what it was actually, it's a glitch on part of ESU that's been going on with the power supply. You got to play.
It's like I get to photobomb this every once in a while. I get to come in and go, "Hi guys, how's it going?"
You got to basically play around with the voltage selector on the back here. So what they tell you to do is set it for N or HO scale, which would be really pretty much right here on the bottom. But what you got to do is have
I am going to steal this for a second.
Yep.
There we go.
Have it closer to O scale. So when we tested the power current on the track, we're running at about 18, 19 volts instead of the 14 to 15. That's the only way you're going to get track power to the track and have the ESU system working. So I'll show you guys how you turn it on. So here's the power supply. We have it all plugged in, and this is your router Wi-Fi box, which is already plugged in. All the track is wired to the track.
And yes, Mr. Toyman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is the password for the ESU controller.
And there's the controllers. We're going to turn it on with the top switch.
Now you got to slow down just a little bit because you want to go by this chat right here.
Yes. Sorry, first time live, guys.
So once you catch up to yourself in this, then you just talk with that. You forget about all this. Ron Piskel, how are you doing, buddy? Nice to have you aboard. Like I said, if anybody's got any questions about their model trains or anything else, feel free to throw the question up. I myself am going to be watching the chat this time while Peter takes over my live stream. The other thing is Peter can chat. Well, I can chat for Peter. But if you guys are not subscribed to him,
please do subscribe. That's Peter, CP Rail 8748. He'll put that up in the comments there.
There. Now it's up in the white comment screen. So if you guys are not subscribed to Peter, just go to his comment right there, just to the right. There's 3 dots. It'll take you to his channel. And subscribe to him. And we'll throw a couple more comments up there in a bit. So
please do, guys. So the controller's finally on. It takes about 2 minutes to boot up while you turn it on. It's already connected to Wi-Fi. I'm going to launch the controller app.
I have to get closer to the screen too. You just got to watch yourself. And
Yep.
if you do, I'll move the...
So it's going to wait for the controller app to launch. Slow system, but I find this system is actually quite easy and intuitive to use once it's working. So we got the system screen on, then we got to press the stop 2 button to get a green indicator for track power. That's how you turn it on. And if you can hear that already, the engine's starting up. So what we're testing right now is Sparky's Intermountain Tier 4 GEVO CN3000. So as you can hear, it's on. And if you can put the camera on the train. Do a little rundown on it. There you go. Go backwards there. So it's working. So the only issue Sparky had was actually getting track power to the track, and again that was the amount of voltage that was going through the system. It wasn't giving enough juice to pretty much power the track. But I'm going to turn the sound off this so you can hear us better. There we go. But basically the way this system works, the reason why it picks up ESU decoders quite easily because it uses the ESU rail logic software that's in all the ESU decoders as of the full throttle feature, I believe. The only way that's going to work, however, is if you have the decoder factory set without programming it. So it has to be an address 3. If you program your decoder with an existing Digitrax or NCE system, it's not going to pick it up, and you're actually going to have to create your locomotive in the system manually, and I'll show you how to do that. But if we get out one of Sparky's other scale trains, hopefully we'll get to show you.
I'm going to show that one first and all the buttons, because you can show the buttons on the
Yeah,
screen.
we can do that.
You just got to keep it kind of
in the camera.
Up there in the camera.
Yeah. So the way the system looks like, it's quite easy. It's simple. So all your functions are touch screens like a tablet.
Train Granny decided to show us.
Hold on
show
a second.
up. We got Jack. I'm talking over you.
Go ahead, no, go say hi to everybody.
Well, Jack's here. AZ Train Granny's here. Trainman46, sorry, buddy. I deleted your comment. I did not get this system working myself. I gave the system to Peter. He took it home, and he got it working. So now this is the first time here that this system is working. And yes, we are sharing it with you guys now. Now you can have the show back.
So your screen basically has all your functions like a tablet and a little icon. So here we have, let me just see what I'm doing here. So we have number 8 to power the locomotive sound on. Scroll down here. We'll do the bell. Just wait for the locomotive to start up and you can do the bell. Give it a few seconds here. Sorry about the glare, guys.
Hello, the juice. Tess, are you here? Who's Tess? I don't know if Tess is here. So is the juice.
So we just turned the bell on, which was like a regular Digitrax or NCE system. They have it kind of gridded the same way, just on a touch screen. There's your horn. And then all your other functions like your ditch lights, headlights, number boards, and all that stuff is down below. You just scroll. The thing that I like about the system, all your functions are just on the one screen. You don't have to look for little buttons or toggle menus like on your NCE system. And to pick your locals, you can scroll. I have a couple of locals already programmed in. You can just scroll through them side to side, and you can select your different local. It's that easy. You can do it in another way as well. You can go to the menu, and then it has list locals, so you can go with the list, and that'll give you all the programmed locals in there. I already programmed a few of them in there. Sorry about the glare, guys, again. But what I'm going to show you now is how it picks up ESU locomotives really quickly. And then we're going to program a non-ESU locomotive. And then we'll answer any questions you may have. Let me just turn this local off again. And the bell. So it's more quiet. So this one I already programmed in for him. So let's get one of his new scale trains chassis system S40-2s in here. He doesn't believe he programmed them yet, so we should be good for that.
Well, they might be programmed for the NCE system. So
they might be?
Yeah, you don't want to put that in front of the camera. Right?
Yes, we don't want to do that.
Amtrak and Southern Pacific Railfan, Gevo brand. It is an Intermountain. And Nancy Jones says it's such a cool system. That'll be up on the screen shortly, I guess. It is a nice system once we got it working, and Peter's been over here for about an hour showing me some of the tips and tricks with it. So far it looks pretty simple and easy, so we're going to find out how easy it is, though, once we put a new locomotive on it that's not even part of the system. So we got CSX2586 Rail Rider Rabby. What do you want to know about Easy Track? Well, hold that on for later on.
So it powered right up. Can we set the controller?
Watch that. You just subscribe to.
Oh, thanks, Ron, for subscribing to my channel. I'll look at yours and subscribe back to you.
Now I am running Peter's YouTube channel right now, so I'm doing his chat. So every once in a while, it looks like he's spamming the channel saying subscribe to me, and that is actually me saying it.
So the locomotive is running, but the system is actually not acquiring the locos. I believe that Sparky has already programmed with the MCU system. If it would have picked it up, a little white tab on the bottom would show up saying new loco. You would click on that and it would actually take you to that. So in this case, what we're going to do, since we can't, we'll try the other chassis system after that, but what we're going to do is, if you go to the, like a regular Android phone, if you go to your three-dot menu up in the top right, that's going to bring down a menu and you can go to Create Locomotive. And that's going to take you to a new screen. And what I like about this is you can actually name your locomotive, pick a picture on it, and actually address it right away without a programming track. Pick 28 speed steps, 24 speed steps, or 128. So we'll name this guy Chessie 7600.
I got really fat fingers. I'd have a problem doing that.
So Chessie sorry about the glare, guys. So Chessie 7600. You can also pick an image. If you see right below the name, it's not going to come up real good because of the glare, but they have actually pictures. If any of you guys are familiar with the ESU system that's been around for about 5-6 years on the European market, James Wright has it. He had a video on that as well, and it has these icons. So I'm going to pick the appropriate icon for this locomotive. So just bear with me. Just a menu of a bunch of European and North American locomotives you got to scroll down to.
Now remember, your chat's slower on this screen.
Yes.
So then you're jumping ahead. So you're still playing to this one.
Yep.
Peter is a little new to the live stream thing. So because I have the chat up in the live stream itself, every once in a while we have to slow down and actually check out what that chat is.
Yep. And Sparky can remind me of any questions.
And I do want to say, Amtrak and Southern Pacific, if you're going to see the real Big Blow, you better get lots of video of that. And it better be better than my Big Blow that was on fire, that I do have a video up of. User-friendly. Jack, it's not user-friendly if I can't use it. As Rail Rider said, he's not very technical. Is that real? It's gone now. It's a while ago, but few people say they're not very good with technical stuff, and I'm one of those people. I'm an electrician. I know how to turn it on and plug it in. You ask me to use it, and I got to give it to somebody else. You set it up, I'll play with it.
There you go. I'm pretty much his tech support.
Yeah, you forgot your white shirt.
Yes, I did, and my tape on my glasses.
Oh, and speaking of which, his channel is right there.
Right there.
So if you guys ever want to see that, and you can't really see it, but yeah, I'll put them up on the screen every once in a while.
So you're not going to see the picture really well, but the icon they had for this was an EMD SD 40-2 in the Ontario Northland livery, so that's what I picked because that's the only one they have there. Now, right under that, you have, it's set to DCC 28, but we want to do 128 speed steps for the most prototypical speeds, and then right beside that you can enter the address. So I'm going to do the locomotive. Oh, now we're not connected. Hold on a second here, guys.
What'd you do?
It got disconnected for a second. We're just going to try to connect again.
I think it's because Container Man 68 just showed up.
Yeah.
Now it's all going for a foobar.
Yep. Let me just go on the home button, go back into Wi-Fi.
So you're saying this is going to happen quite a bit when you're running trains and stuff? All of a sudden you're going to lose connection?
I shouldn't. I've been running at my house for about just under 2 hours on and off, and I had no problems.
Because the system itself, when you first turn it on, it takes like 2-3 minutes for the main system to turn on. Then you got to turn on the controller itself, and that took another 4 or 5 minutes. And then to connect it to the Wi-Fi. And then if it loses the Wi-Fi signal, you got to find that again. So
yeah.
So far, this system takes a long time just to run.
So bear with me a few minutes. I'll have Sparky talk to you guys. Just got to go start again with the programming stage because we lost Wi-Fi.
But I was just out of stuff to talk about.
Oh, great.
That was it. Trainman 46 uses the Cipher system. Is plug and play unless you are trying to program. And Acela 2017 rail fanning, I think I said that right. I do have my glasses on, but the screen's still pretty small. My controller is a 9-volt battery. Well, that's one way to do it, but how's that work with the bell and the horn and brake sounds and all that other stuff? And Peter broke it. Well, yes, he did. This wasn't me this time. I like it.
So I put the address in below with the right here. I know you're not going to see it really well, guys, but I picked 128 speed steps and I programmed the address right into the side of it. I'm going to save it for now before it crashes again. Hold on. Actually, there's no power to the track. Let me just turn that back on.
2448 Toyman, I think you meant 2 NCE boobs. Still better than Digitrax. At least on NCE, I can see the buttons on the controller.
Hold on, guys. It doesn't want to do track power again.
So this is how easy the ESU system really is. And Container Man, oh, it's not up on the screen yet. Container Man was asking me what's wrong with my NCE system. There's nothing wrong with the NCE system. I actually have 2 NCE systems, the Pro Cabs, I think they're called, right?
Yep.
And I actually went out just before
Power
Christmas.
cabs, sorry.
Okay, power cabs. And then just before Christmas, I actually went out and bought the what did I buy?
The wireless
NCE system.
Pro. Yeah.
So I do have 3 NCE systems. I'm just waiting to hook up the wireless one. But ESU came out with theirs, and I thought I'd give them a shot too because all their videos said that this system is the easiest system to use. It's plug and play. So far, I'm not having much luck with plug and play.
No. So it's not doing track power again, so I'm just going to restart the system. I unplugged it, I'm going to power it off, and we're going to try this again.
So what you're saying right now is we've been in the train room for 23 minutes, and we're having fun running trains.
Yep. Yeah. Well, we ran that one train for all of 4 minutes.
Handrail is bad on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But just give us a few minutes if you guys have any more questions. If you want to know my overall thoughts or anything particular that I played with, just bring it up on the chat.
Been back to.
Yes, I do. I'm a tall guy.
Okay, Nancy Jones, well, she does a comment, but it's not up on the screen yet. So, Easy Train Gang, Nancy wants advice on a pool table. Don't let her leave without getting advice. She'll explain. Okay, Nancy, start explaining. We're going to take a small break from this because somebody broke it.
Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Is a Sparky curse?
I can leave. Might be my house, but I know there's a couch downstairs and I might need a nap. So, okay, still waiting. Nancy Jones, okay, calling all of my train buddies. So that might be a couple people in this room, or everybody. I scored a ping pong table for free from an arcade and closed the doors, and I want it on my layout. It's 9x5. And I want to use it for my layout. It's 9x5. Any suggestions how to do wood or foam on top of it so I can do scenery? Nancy, the first question I get or ask you is, do you want to keep the ping pong table as a ping pong table, or can we just glue the foam on top?
Yeah, that's the way I would do it, is glue the foam right on top if you're not going to use it as ping pong.
Sounds like a plug and play with ESU. Sure does, Chesapeake in Ohio. So far, I'm not really impressed with the system myself.
When I looked up online on the forums, apparently there's been issues with the ESU power supply. A couple of people actually had to bring it, send it back to the manufacturer.
There, I'm in the camera now.
There you go. I got to scooch down. There you go. Hi, guys. So basically that's predominantly the main problem is the power supply, not providing enough juice to the track to turn it on.
And you're still fighting with it.
Yeah. Now it doesn't want to find the command station. Fantastic!
What if you throw it outside?
Yeah, let me throw it in the snow, see what happens.
So all you people that thought it was just me that couldn't get this system to work and I got fat fingers and all that other stuff.
Now I can't get it to work.
And he had the system at home for a week and he was...
And it worked at my house, so...
And he's texting me all week, this system's great and I'm not going to give it back to you and everything else. So
Now I'm taking those words back. No, overall, when the system works, it's actually a quite easy system and very intuitive. And I'll tell you my strengths, and while we're trying to get this going, I'll tell you the strengths that I like about it, and the weaknesses that I don't like about it.
So Nancy Jones doesn't play ping pong, so she wants it just as a train table. So if you're going to put foam on top of the ping pong table, I go out and get just no more nails.
No more nails,
or just like nails. Just make sure the stuff's not going to melt the foam when you put it on.
Or a good wood glue. A good wood glue would work too.
Except the wood glue stays wet in the center. It doesn't actually dry.
Yeah.
So you got to do the just like nail stuff.
All right, we're going to try to reset the system again.
Sam Cool says, ESU website easy to use. Laugh out loud. Wow. Except all my computer screens right now are doing a live stream, so we're not going to be checking ESU out. Just another scale modeler shows up. How are you doing? You and I got to talk because I got your video here that you want. I don't know how to send it to you. What just vibrated?
Shutting down. I have no idea.
Okay. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me either.
Hot Rod Rodney. Is there a Nathan in there? Thanks for the sub. So if Nathan's out there, Hot Rod Rodney says thanks for subbing to him. I'm sure he'll check you out later and he'll sub back. Look at the size of the router behind you, Peter, and tell me if it's in the interface. Actually, it isn't in the interface.
But we're not connecting to it. We're connecting to the actual ESU cab control, which is its own mini router. The only way you can connect through your main home interface is if you actually use LAN cable and connect it right to your modem or your router. So you can do that if you want to actually have a router by your layout and hardwire your system to your home network. You can do that, and actually the great thing that I like about ESU, it's like an Android phone, so you can. I haven't tried to see it at home with my home Wi-Fi, but it has your email app in there, so you can check your email on the control panel. You can go to you can actually go on the internet on this, so you can go to Google and do Google searches. You can go to the Play Store. I'm not sure if you can download like a YouTube app or any other apps right now, because like I said, I haven't played around with that yet.
But I have done that with my system, actually gone on to my internet.
Yep.
And that thing, the ESU controller itself, is basically a computer right in your hand. If you connect to your home Wi-Fi system, you can do Skype with it. So it does everything that a home computer will do.
Or a cell phone.
Or a cell phone. Yeah, I guess it's the same thing, because basically that's what's in your hand, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But the other system that you're looking for is the ESU Wi-Fi system. And that's what you want to connect with, and then it's supposed to talk to that system only.
Yeah.
So, and Nancy, you said that you have a low temp glue gun that should work to put the foam down, but again, you got to spread it out so it's kind of nice and even on your ping pong table, so you stick all the foam down, not just little parts of it, in case you want to start cutting parts of it out later. So.
Yeah, I agree with Sparky on that.
I am trying to watch some of the chat, but at the same time, I'm trying not to laugh at Peter because the system's not working for him either. So
I'm telling you, it's the Sparky curse, Sim Electronics. Not a good mix.
Oh, look, phone's
Phone call.
Call from 5.
We're trying this one more time. If not, I'm going to do a full reset again. And okay, now it's running. Okay, so let's see if we get track power.
All right, so
okay.
All ears again. Make sure you're on the screen.
So we got track power again. So let me go through all the steps again to create the loco. And hopefully it doesn't bug out on us once we do this again. So I'm in the Create Loco menu. Again, we're going to name this Chessie 7600. Pick the image for it. The one thing I don't like about the system, it could be a little bit faster. but it's using, if anybody's into Android and cell phones, it's using Android 4.1, so it's using a very antiquated Android system. Hopefully in the future ESU is going to upgrade it to something faster. I believe it has 2 gigs of memory on it, so you can store, according to ESU, I think you can store up to 1,000 locomotives on this at any one time. So if you have a large locomotive collection, you can pretty much have it all on the system. So just bear with me, guys. I'm also trying to read a little bit of the chat as well. Alright, so I picked the icon, going to 128 speed steps, and I'm going to address the locomotive to the road number. So I'm going to save it right here, guys, for now, before the system goes on us again. So I'm going to save. So now the locomotive, once it saves, it is going to be in the system. So we have it in the system. I'm going to go right back to edit as well, because what you can do, I'll quickly show you when you go to edit locomotive. You can actually play with the functions. You can do a toggle, momentary, or inverted, so you can do a couple of different things with each function. Now, when you create a locomotive, the function screen is going to be a little bit different. So instead of giving you icons, what the actual functions are, it's just going to be your F1, F2, F3, F4, and so forth. So
it's
now
kind of showing up on screen now.
Yeah.
So.
So now we have the locomotive programmed in. So I'm going to press F8 to have the sound start turning on.
You hope.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
What locomotive is next to C? Well, Nathan, right now we're just using a scale trains locomotive. The box is way over there.
Hold on a second. I toggled to the wrong locomotive. That's why it's not going on. Let me go back to here. Chassis, there we go.
This is the next locomotive that we're trying to do right now. And it is not that one, but it is that one.
Give us 1 second here. It should have saved.
Scrumptious model trains get a via coach from Rapido. Why? Well, oh, did we lose something?
Did we lose it live? We're having a bunch of technical issues today, guys.
No, that's just Container Man 68 showing me a bunch of pictures on stuff that he got.
Ha!
What is it with people? You're doing a live feed and all of a sudden people got to start texting them. I never do that to anybody.
Alright, give us a second here. For some reason, the locomotive didn't save.
You're really having a hard time with that.
Yeah, it wasn't this hard when I was playing with it at home.
Well, like you said, it could be because I programmed this into NCE already.
Yeah.
So
Okay, well, you know what? Let's try the other chassis system first to see if it's.
it'll be the same. But
Did
you
you program it in?
Yeah, that one will be too probably.
Oh, okay.
But you can do this one here.
Yeah. Well, that one's already. Actually, get your unnumbered one.
Oh,
That one should be programmed in, so this one should hopefully be picked up right away.
so you don't want to do this.
We'll do that one after again. We'll try it again. Well,
Okay,
let's see.
So the unnumbered one's going to be 0107.
Oh, you already programmed that one in?
No, I did not. But that's
Okay.
the number you're going to put in it.
All right, 0107. All right. So this
should be easy enough to remember.
Yeah, so this is a factory address to 03, so the system should pick this one up right away because it wasn't programmed by any other DCC system.
Who said something mean to Sparky? I missed some of the chat. It's
Okay,
I
so
get to go over this again later and find out who it was.
perfect, so it works. Okay, so you're not going to see it clearly, but
It's not
this
too bad if you just
white button showed up, now it disappeared, but it had a white button showing that it picked up the locomotive, so I'm just going to go find it here. There you go. It's actually numbered 1000 for some reason. I'm going to pick it. So yeah, it doesn't have a picture or anything on below, just has a blank picture. So it picked up the locomotive right away. So I'm gonna turn it on for you guys. So it is powering up its sound. So we're going through engine start sequence. So when it's a factory non-programmed ESU locomotive through any other DDC system, this system is going to pick it up right away. So you can see that's going on right now. Thankfully, it's working for us now. So now that it's up and running, I'm going to turn the sound off again. We're going to edit the locomotive. We're going to go edit on the screen. He wants to, do you want to leave it as dash 840 cm?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, we're going to pick the appropriate picture for it. And if you guys have any specific questions, let me know. And I'll answer them for you guys. And you wanted 0107, you said?
Yep.
So we're going to go 0107.
Oh, I'm good with the fun BS. That's okay, guys. I do it to everybody out there too. So the only thing I don't like on the live stream is if anybody out there spamming, you can kind of put them in timeout for a little bit. That's all. So
it won't let you start with a 0. So why don't we just do 0107, 3, number 1?
1070.
1070. We can do that. All right.
Sure, the moderators are looking after the chat just fine.
Didn't save it. Sorry, guys.
And this system's really easy to use. Good thing.
Forgot to save it. When you figure it all out and it doesn't have technical issues, it's actually, I would say it has as many functions and everything on one controller without going through menus like Digitrax, but it's as easy or easier to use than any NCE if it actually works properly.
Good night, Zane. It's
From
nice for
the
you
box.
to drop by.
So. Again, I think the main issue with this system right now, which I'm not liking, and I'm going to go over that with you guys later in detail, is the power supply. I think that's one of the issues. I think some of these power supplies are faulty, creating all these problems. Because when the system is running, it runs flawlessly, and it's quite good. All right.
So we got a few other people in here. We got IMRRO.com. So Eric's and showing up. Zane's Trains has popped in and said hi.
All right. So I saved it, so the locomotive's in now. It's properly numbered.
And Sam Cool, it doesn't actually it can connect to your home Wi-Fi system, but the system you're looking for is the ESU Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So we have it reprogrammed to the proper address now that he wanted. So it's going to be number 1070, and it's at 128 speed steps. So we're going to go through the power-up sequence again.
You guys could always do that super chat thing, and maybe I can get a better ESU system. So feel free. Super chats are all right.
Maybe get the EOS one that they perfected over the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, head over to Europe on my next trip. Buy one over there.
So there's the bell. Bell's working. Horn. So we're not going to go through all the functions, but again, if it's a ESU system that it catches factory, you'll have all your icons instead of the functions. So before we go into programming a pre-existing locomotive, trying that again, do you guys have any specific questions on this system right now?
Yeah, we can slow down for about 5 minutes, I guess.
I'm going to turn the sound off again.
Alright, it's like me talking to a little kid, Sparky. You need to keep up with the chat. I can't keep up with the chat. I'm trying to learn how to do the ESU system. That doesn't work. Can I be a mod? Railfan Contour 611. Gee, I don't even know who you really are. But I can take a look at your channel later. If you ask again, though, the moderators probably will put you in a timeout. So please do not ask for people to subscribe to your channel more than once, and don't ask to be a mod. If you guys want to be a moderator on my channel, send me a private message, and I can look you guys up. So.
Southern Hobbies, I do agree with you. If you have
You doing this chat or that chat?
the side chat, sorry.
This?
I'm a little bit ahead of the chat, but yeah, Southern Rail, I do agree with you. If you have a Digitrax or an NCE system with Gem MRI set up through your computer, then yes, it's just as easy to set up as this system. But if you're less technically inclined and you don't want to go through the hassles of bringing a spare computer or a spare laptop into your train room and you just want everything...
Let's see if we can get your head in there.
Yeah, sorry. Everything off a handheld device, I think right now, with the ease of programming and the ease of changing stuff on the locomotive, it's actually the most easiest and fastest from NCE and Digitrax from my experiences.
So everybody, this is Peter,
Yeah.
CP Rail, 8748. Now that you can see exactly what he looks like and his whole face is in there, not
Yeah.
just his bottom chin flapping.
I'm tall, sorry guys.
You're not that tall.
So based on that, if you want a standalone system without Gem MRI and extra peripherals or anything like that, I think, in my personal opinions, playing around with all the systems except LANs, this is the most intuitive and easiest system to use, and it's even easier and dumbed down than NC when it's properly running. So, especially consisting. Consisting is so easy to do. You just go to, I'll show it to you guys a little bit later in detail, but all you go is to, when you go to the side menu, you can go create a consist. All you do is name that consist and basically pick and slide your two locomotives with a plus button, and then basically your two locomotives are consisted, as easy as that. You don't actually have to put in the specific addresses in like with Digitrax or NCC. So basically this system is quite fast and very intuitive.
Okay, I got something for you to do.
Yeah.
You gotta hold this up.
Oh,
Put it on the camera.
There,
And then
camera.
there's a red button on the front.
Super chat. Is it on? We didn't turn it on? No.
Really?
You're having technical issues galore, my friend.
What kind of system
You had it off.
Can't give up. All this. Wham! Containerman68 does the super chat. So all you guys check him out by the three dots to the right of his comments and go check out his channel. He does pretty cool layout updates. He does the truck driving videos where he's cruising around and he shows you a lot of real trains. So he does all kinds of stuff actually. So check him out.
There we go.
Really?
So clearly Sparky's house is a technological dead zone.
Because I didn't even want the thing to go off. I just now it goes. Just, whatever.
Yeah, Sparky, you're just technically challenged.
Somebody else do a live chat. I want to see if it works again. Peter, give me a live chat. Hand me $2. Thanks a lot, Container Man. That's pretty cool. Super chat.
Sam Cool, what do you mean by the Wi-Fi version system? Are you talking about the NCE or are you talking about Digitrax or the ESU?
Ron Pisco, you guys are killing me with, where'd it go? Talking about fried spam. Yeah, that would be Eric. Every time he comes on the live stream, he's talking about cooking something. I like pogos.
Nancy, I think there is a ghost in Sparky's house and is hunting
I'm
him.
starting to think so too. Everything that's got to be
Because believe me, at my house when I was running it on my switching layout, I had no problems. Once I figured out the voltage issue with the power supply, I had no dropped Wi-Fi, no track issues, no programming issues. We get here, it's like the Bermuda Triangle of Sparky, and everything just goes wacko. So, sorry, Sparky, but
well,
I think you're cursed.
Something's cursed.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Nancy Jones, did we actually answer your question back then, or did somebody else help you in the chat? Because we kind of forgot to keep watching. So,
What do you mean by ATCS on your phone?
How do I get ATCS on a phone? I have no idea.
Oh, Sam, the ESU basically is just a Wi-Fi system. So the benefit of that is if you have a larger layout, you don't have to be tethered by a cord. And again, if you're using your NCE system or a Digitrack system, you either have to go with the computer module or your Wi-Fi module and use your tablets or phones. The actual one thing that I do not like about the system is you cannot actually have your phone or tablet connected to this. You actually have to buy more Wi-Fi controllers from ESU. For some reason, ESU hasn't made this controller app available on the Android or iPhone market yet, and I think a major reason for that is they want to sell more peripherals. But if you actually do want to use your tablets or your phones with this, sorry, he's
Gavin Whiteman's just asking about getting ditch lights installed on one of his locomotives, and it's going to cost him $75. 2448 Toyman, you're in the chat, so can you talk to Gavin a little bit? And is $75 a reasonable price to get ditch lights put onto a train? It's the same locomotive that I've actually got sitting here on the tracks, so let him know, please. BJ Entertainment, how are you doing?
Ron, I'll answer your question in a minute. So just to finish your question, Sam, basically right now if you want to have tablets or other phones running with your system, you have to use it like GemMRI. So you have to have the ESU computer plugin. You have to have GemMRI running along with this, so one guy can use the ESU system. The other ones have to go through GemMRI and use their cell phones or tablets. So right now, ESU doesn't have its own app to go on phones or tablets. There is a third-party app on, I believe, an Apple, App Store and Android App Store that's called EOS, E-O-S. It's by a German gentleman that works with the EOS system, European system. But for some reason, I can't get it to work with this system because when you go to the Wi-Fi address of the ESU cap controller, I can't get the DNS number and the port number because at the EOS third-party app, you actually have to enter the DNS number and the port number in order for it to connect. So if anybody's tech savvy and can figure out the ESU cap control's DNS number and port number, you should be able to use the EOS third-party app because it should connect to the Wi-Fi and be able to control the trains in theory.
But you can find that kind of stuff on your actual phone, right? Because you do Android phones.
Yeah.
So would it not be the same thing on that controller?
Would be, but their app is not available on the Android store. The ESU app right now. You have to go through third parties. Ron, you asked a question earlier about, hold on here, I got to scroll back here. What did you ask?
Just tell him to ask it again.
Or if you want to ask it again, I'm just going to scroll up here real quick. I want to definitely answer your question. Hold on a second here. Keep on going up here. That was after that, I believe. If you can ask it again, Ron, that'd be great. If not, I'm just trying to look for it here. Oh, how hard is it to consist with the system? It's actually quite easy to consist. Hopefully you'll see it in the menu. So if you go to the three-dot menu, you can go, your fourth one from the bottom, from the top is create consist. And all you do is name your consist. You can either put a picture on it if you want to. If you don't want to name it, if you don't want to do anything like that, all you do, there's going to be a plus icon in the upper right corner. You press on the icon, it brings up all your list of your locomotives, and then you just pick your first locomotive. It will add that. Then you go back to the plus icon, pick your second locomotive off the list, and basically that's your consist. And when you plus them, let's just pick one for a demonstration. It's going to show the icon which way you want it facing, forward or backwards. So let's do this one forwards. We're going to pick another locomotive here, and then we can have it going the opposite direction, and then you pretty much press save. Your consist is saved, and while you have your consist operational, you can actually go between your two locomotives. I'm not going to save this consist because I don't have the other loco, but basically you can toggle between your two locomotives on this top swipe menu or between the bottom menu, so you can actually control both your locomotives on the fly. So if you want your lights off in the leading unit and have the lights on in the trailing unit, you can change all that on the fly. If you want to have the bell coming from the trailing unit, so it's very, very easy to consist. I did consist Sparky's Rapido SD40 8M and his Intermountain Tier 4 at my house, and they actually ran quite good because they had the same ESU lock sound decoder, obviously, and they were speed matched pretty well. So I had the consist running in literally, I kid you not, in about 15 seconds I had the consist running. So the consisting is very, very easy to set up.
Cool. So let's take a small break from the ESU system. Nancy is using the cold glue, or whatever it's called. So she'll be putting foam down on a ping pong table and not playing ping pong anymore. And putting a center divider up of mountains, so that should look pretty cool. And 2448 Toyman come back on there and said that $75 is way too much to put in ditch lights. So
I agree.
The one question I have for you, Ron, is how hard is it to put ditch lights on, say, that locomotive right there from Rapido? And if, like, I don't have ditch lights on that?
You do have ditch lights on this one, yes.
I have ditch lights on this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say this chassis does not have ditch lights on it.
No, he was talking about the Rapido one, so.
Are you talking about the BC Rail Rapido one where it comes with the rock lights? Do you want to install those? Because I'm under the impression that all the...
that is what he said was the rock lights.
Yes.
So I assumed, and I am sorry, that he meant ditch lights, not rock lights. So you obviously know about rock lights?
Yes, because I am actually a fan of BC Rail, yeah.
You talk to the guy.
So if anybody doesn't know, BC Rail had two sets of ditch lights. So they had the regular ones up above and ones below the anti-climber. They were called rock lights. Because BC Rail primarily dealt with rail in the northern part of the Rockies, they wanted not only the headlights, but two sets of ditch lights, one of them being called rock lights, just for extra illumination to look out for any rock slides on the tracks, fallen trees, or anything like that, so they had enough time to hopefully stop avoiding a crash.
Okay, so they come with the Rapido's BC models, do they not?
Yes, they come with the factory-installed ditch lights, and the rock lights come in the little accessory package.
So how hard would those be to install?
I've never tried to do them, but if you have the right drills to drill out the tiny holes from on the bottom of your anti-climber and run the fine wires and solder them to your main decoder board, and you actually have to have the appropriate resistors too. But again, that would be something that hopefully Ron Toyman 2448 can chime in the chat, because you're the expert on that.
He is chiming in pretty good, but I'm just like, as soon as we determine rock lights and ditch lights are two different things.
If you're tech savvy and you're good with a fine jeweler's drill, hand
I
drill,
can do that.
Yeah, then and you're good with a soldering iron, it's not overly difficult. It's just a very delicate, fine process to do it. That's all. I have all my stuff installed by Ron because he lives close and he doesn't charge a lot. He has very good prices, or rather me going through the hassle.
Don't kibosh that too much. He might be charging this guy $65 now.
Yeah.
So now it's $55. I'm sure you guys are already talking about that and what it would cost and everything else. So
Ron is very fair with his install prices compared to what most hobby stores charge. It's basically a rip-off of hobby stores.
Some are rip-off. You can't say all of them are, but the other thing is, like, he does solder directly. He doesn't do just plug and play for you.
Yeah.
And when he's done, everything's nice and neat and it works. So.
Oh, hey, Zachary. My son's watching us.
Oh, g'day. How are you?
You're not watching the Leafs tonight in Nashville?
Well, I hope not, because they haven't scored yet, because my light hasn't gone off yet.
No, not yet.
Mind you, it hasn't been working either, so who knows. Zachary, do a super chat. It's your dad's money, spend it.
He doesn't have my credit card.
Oh, that's so good. How's your dad look on the internet? So we'll take a couple more questions out there. If anybody wants to talk about something else, and if you want, we can jump back into this ESU system, but this might have to sit on the shelf again for a couple of weeks while you take it home and play with it a little bit more, and hopefully it works a bit more. And I don't know, maybe we can get a couple more locomotives for it to work. I'm pretty sure I got something else with ESU in it. So,
does anybody want any closing thoughts on my overall first impressions of the system at all, if anybody is interested in actually buying one?
Toyman actually wants to talk to me on the phone. I should put this on speaker. Yes, Dad. What are you saying? I'm not saying much, but you're live right now, so what are you going to say?
Put him on speaker.
No, I'm not putting him on speaker.
So any questions on the ESU system, guys? Well, anyways, just to fill in the time, I'm going to give you a couple of my impressions. So the things that I like about the system, when it works properly, definitely easy to use. The consisting is very easy, and I like how you can control the locomotive on the fly. Basically, don't need the programming track unless you have other locos on the actual track. So just make sure none of the other locos are on the track, but you can actually program your loco from factory really easily.
He just wanted to call and say that you're ugly.
Oh, thank you, Toyman. You're a handsome guy yourself.
No, the whole reason, like, I'm sorry for interrupting, but the whole reason why I put the chat up on the screen is so you guys can talk to each other too, because I can't read all the chat. Like, Peter's here today, and I'm still having a hard time reading the chat. But the whole reason why I put it on the screen
Joshua.
Is you guys ask a question, and right now, can you click over to the YouTube screen right now? Oh, yes. I can see it now anyway. There's 30 other people in this room right now. So 30 other people can read your chat and comment on it in the chat, and later on it's still going to be there for you guys to reference later. Yeah. So I can't see all the chat. Peter's doing his thing with the ESU that doesn't work with beans. I'd like to use another word, but whatever. Yeah, talk to each other at the same time. That's what my whole show is trying to be about, is everybody else helping everybody else. It's not just about me helping anybody, because technically, apparently, I'm not doing too well. So that's the biggest thing, and Ron just called me to tell me, hey, start reading my chat, but it's not for me to read the chat, it's for you guys. You have a question, ask it. If I miss the question, there's 29 other people right now that are reading this chat that can answer your question. So if anybody out there has an answer for somebody that asks a question, please put it up there. That's what this is all for, is everybody to help everybody else out. I'd like to, at some point, turn this on and just leave the room. You guys can all do this show on your own.
Sam, like I said before, Sam Cool, no, you don't have to have an ESU decoder-equipped loco to run the system. Basically, what's going to happen is when you power up the system and you have a locomotive on the track that's not ESU, the ESU system's not going to automatically pick it up. So all you have to do is, when you go to that drop-down menu on your right-hand side where the three dots are, it's going to have a menu, Create Locomotive, which I was trying to do with the chassis when we had the whole power and lack of Wi-Fi issue. I was trying to program it in. And all you would do is you would have your name. You'll have your list. Your first thing would be your naming your locos, or you can name it whatever you want. Then you can pick your picture of the locomotive. Then you're going to select if you want 24 DCC steps. It's factory set to 28 on the system, but you can go to 24 DCC steps or 128.
You got to do 128.
Yeah, for proto. For proto effects, definitely go 128. And then beside that, not connected to any YouTube live chat right now.
Well, I can kind of sort of fix that.
Yeah.
My big head's going to be in there, that's all.
There we go. We're back up. Okay, so, and then right beside the speed steps, you can actually program the address of your locomotive from the factory 3 or whatever you already have a program in. So no, you don't have to have an ESU decoder. The only thing that this system does for you is automatically picks up factory DCC decoders that haven't been readdressed by any other DCC controller. So if you have an existing ESU engine that has been pre-programmed through an NCE system or a Digitrack system, it won't automatically pick it up. You actually have to create it as a new locomotive. But yes, it will work with any decoder on the market, whether it's sound or non-sound. I hope that helped.
I really like the looks of that one.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful locomotive. Any other questions, guys?
This one's from Intermountain.
Oh, we got another super chat from Ethanville Bro 420. Where's your light?
Oh, it's right up here, and you can't say super chat yet because it's not on the screen. Is it going to work?
I suck at this.
Is it going to work? Ethanville Bro 420. If you guys haven't subbed to him, check him out. I'm telling you, he's got a good channel. He does some good stuff. And I met him when I was down in Amherst. Really cool guy. And he really involves his family, like his children, in the layout and his modeling. And that's what this modeling thing is all about, is keeping the family involved. You got to get the youngins going.
Wilmer Reed, yes, it'll work with any...
Gotta do it again.
There you go, gotta do it again.
Alright, now you can talk.
Yes, Wilmer Reed, yeah, it'll work with any DCC decoder on the market. You just got to program the locomotive in manually through the Create locomotive. But again, it's very easy, it's very simple. It's all on one screen, so you don't have to toggle through different steps like you would on a Digitrax or on an NCE system. So what I was saying before, what I really love about this system is when it is working perfectly without the glitches, it's definitely easy to use and very user-friendly. If you're used to a tablet or you're used to a smartphone or just any basic computer program, like Windows, when
Just not at my house.
yeah, just not at Sparky's house. If you come to Sparky's house with your ESU system, it won't work. But yeah, if you're good with Windows 8 or Windows 10, where you have your icons for your different apps, or your cell phone, whether it's an iPhone, Android, or a tablet, this system is just as easy to use. Very intuitive. They made it really dumbed down. Like I would say, my 3-year-old could pick this up, like just not programming, but just basic functions of the system properly within half an hour. It's like a very easy system to use. That's what I like about it.
Well, Zach, do you really think that you could do that? He'll probably answer in a minute if he's not in bed already.
No, unless he's watching a hockey game. Oh, hi Isabel, you're watching too?
Oh, Isabel's on now too?
Yeah. Oh, they're going to bed now. Bye guys, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, you'll be home soon to give him a kiss goodnight.
Chesapeake and Ohio, good question. Right now, I have the NCE Power Cab already, and I love that system because it's easy to use. But when I have the money saved up, I actually do want to get the ESU system because I find the ESU system a lot easier to use. Things that I don't like about the system is the glitchy power supply, so I hope ESU fixes that in the future. I don't like the actual...
It's 20 seconds, Container Man. That's about it.
I don't actually like the responsiveness of the main throttle because it's... on some locomotives, when you try to go to speed step 1, it goes to speed step 4 or 5, so it's not as precise as your knob on your Digitrax or your wheel on your NCE.
Yeah, but if you put that to 128, it'll be a little bit less then, wouldn't it?
It'll be a little bit less, but like it's still hard to control going from like speed step 1, 2, 3, like going in order. It sometimes skips a couple of speed steps because this is not as sensitive as the Digitrax or NCE wheels on the controllers.
Yeah, I like that question right there.
Which one?
Chesapeake and Ohio Junction.
Yeah, I already answered that one.
Oh, is that what you're doing right now? Sorry, I couldn't. See, that is the lag right there.
The other thing that I don't like about it is that the fact is you're stuck to using this controller, and if you want to have multiple controls for now, you have to buy the $300 controls by themselves, or you have to run GemMRI because the throttle app that's locked into the system is not available yet on any Android or Apple storefront. So
grab my NCE system.
Yep.
Behind me.
So hopefully when some techie hacker guy that loves model trains figures out how to lift the app off this system and make it available as a APK file for Android so you can sideload on the phone, you can probably in the future get it to work on a tablet or a smartphone without GemMRI, but I hopefully ESU gets enough requests from their customers that they will actually make the actual throttle app available for Apple and Android as a regular throttle app, so you can run it with your tablets and phones.
You're very long-winded.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Trainman out there said, "What's the NCE system?" Trainman 46. So just to give you a heads on that, if you haven't seen one before, this is the NCE power cab, and you're asking if you can do accessories and stuff like that. So right here is select accessories, and I could probably do a video up, but it is really easy to even program. Like I've got the tortoise switch machines downstairs. I got 6 of them, and it's as simple as pushing select accessory, and it goes out and finds that. I program the number, which I did 101. I hit enter, and it said right off the bat, it realized that it was a switch, and then it does 1 or 2, open or closed. And that's all I ever do to even find it, is I hit select accessory, 101, number 2, and it flips the switch. So NCE has its benefits also. The biggest thing I like about it is the fact that I need glasses to do everything. So NCE for me is a little bit easier just because I can read it. ESU, on the other hand, has, if you can just hold it up,
Yep.
But if you look at that, all its pictures are just that. You put the locomotive on the track that's got ESU on it. It recognizes it. It comes up and it actually does all the pictures for bells, whistles, brakes, speed stepping. Well, I'm not sure about speed stepping, but it says...
Toronto scored.
Yes. That
No
wasn't a
Leafs
super chat. Wasn't a super chat. The Leafs actually scored a goal. So it's compatible to the NCE system.
And it has accessories too. If you actually
Yes.
can see, right on top here by the other menu, there is a little thing that looks like a switch, so you can control switches right off that icon. Or you can actually go in to the main menu and there's an accessory panel. So if you have switches, if you have signal systems, detector block systems, reverse loops, or any other accessory you want to throw or use, this will actually control all your accessories with a drop-down menu as well. Now, my layout doesn't have any decoder control turnouts yet, or any signalings. I didn't go into that yet. But once we try running the system a little bit on Sparky's layout downstairs, we can probably come back in a couple of weeks to a month or two and show you how the accessories work on another live, or maybe he'll show it in a video once he's comfortable using the system.
Yeah.
But this will run all your accessories and all that stuff.
Yeah. So, I don't have Digitrax. Peter doesn't have Digitrax. We're both NCE guys. So if anybody out there that has Digitrax, I'm pretty sure Ron's got Digitrax. I'm pretty sure he can run turnouts with his
Yes, he can.
controller
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like I know he's got toggles also, but I think he does it also with his handheld units.
Yeah, he has one crossover that's controlled through his Digitrax.
So I think all the systems are basically the same. Is that another one?
Another one by Container Man. Well, I have a little bit ahead, so we gotta wait. Oh no, hold on. No, that's back in 7-Eleven. There's a time wrong. Whereas
I
that's
know
his time.
he was doing a timer.
Oh no, he's 1 hour behind.
He was doing a timer thing. He was
thing.
doing this is how much we lag.
There we go. Thank you, Roy, for another super chat. You're cleaning up.
So how much was that a lag? Whoa, I see how you were doing it now. You threw the super chat up there to see how long it would take to come up.
Oh, what, 20 seconds?
Well, it's still 7:11.
Yeah.
Well, it's 8:11 here, but so that's an hour and 20 seconds. But anyway, first time the Leafs go. No, the Leafs are doing pretty good, Jennifer, this year.
Very good.
I think they're what in like third or fourth place.
They're behind.
Boston.
They're behind Lightning and the Boston. Yes,
Yeah.
they're third overall
They're doing all right.
in their division. They're doing quite well.
Okay, so back to some of the questions, and again, we'll go back to this ESU system in a couple weeks. Maybe Peter can come back over and we can do this again if his kids will let him come out and play. So we've been on here for we're still up and going. So
Yeah, about an hour and 12 minutes right now.
yeah, an hour and 12 minutes. So we're gonna wrap it up a little bit. But anybody out there have some questions that they want to ask the group or ask us, and we'll spend a few minutes here and we'll answer them. Ron Brights, Jennifer White, 2448 Toyman, Nolan, 8024, Gavin Whiteman. Did he answer your question for you about $75 for those rock lights? Oh, snap.
Nolan,
I like that one.
Nolan 8024.
You got to go by this chat.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go. Hold on. We're gonna answer your question when it pops up. There you go. Yes. Nolan, is the ESU system worth the money? In my personal opinion, if you want a wireless system without GemMRI and any other peripherals on the market, and an easy as a system to use as NCE, in my opinion, the ESU system is a no-brainer. Right now, my only biggest gripe about this thing is the power supply issue. It's a little bit finicky. So the voltage control on it, I think, is cheap. Hopefully ESU fixes that. But if you want the full-blown wireless system, I believe they go for $400 or $450 US if you live in the States, and $500. How much you pay for it?
What,
here
for
in
the
Canada?
ESU
ESU, yeah.
system? It was about $450, I think.
Yeah, so it roughly retails about the same price in Canada and the States. If you want a wireless system that's as easy to use as NCE without all the peripherals, the ESU is the best bang for your buck, because I believe your Digitrax full-blown wireless system, I think, starts at about $800, and your NCE system's at about $600 for wireless.
Now, is it a different system if you got NCE or you got Digitrax, and like 2448 does? You can use your hands, you can use your cell phone.
Yeah, because he has the Wi-Fi system.
So is that like a different system completely? That you just buy that for like $50? You add
Yeah,
that to your
yeah.
system?
He has a Wi-Fi. He has a little Wi-Fi board that basically you can. He has it hooked up to his home computer where you can run GemMRI, and that's basically he uses GemMRI with conjunction with ESU, which you can do the same thing. Sorry, with his Digitrax, which you can use the same with ESU. You can definitely run your GemMRI in conjunction with your ESU, like any other system. But like I said, if you don't want to spend extra money on computer hookup modules and having a computer in the basement with your layout, or running any extra things, you just want a standalone system that's wireless, I think the ESU is the best bang for the buck right now on the market. And is the easiest to use. I actually found it a lot easier to use than your NCE even, because you don't have to scroll through menus with a button. All your menus are on one screen. It's easy to pick, and it basically runs all the steps on one screen, rather than toggling through a bunch of menus on a small screen. So it's a very simple and easy, intuitive system to use. Like I said, if you're good with a cell phone,
I got to
or a tablet,
interrupt you right away.
Yes.
Away. Barnabas Junction's here, and he's just about to announce the fact that he's going to send me 3 ESO cars in the mail.
ESO cards.
Yeah, ESO cars.
Oh, cars.
Yeah, they're tank cars over in the UK.
Oh, nice.
And they're very nice looking. He was just about to say that he's going to send me 3 of them in the mail.
That's a super gift.
I think so
Yeah.
too. That's better than a super chat anything.
Yes,
As soon
it is,
as I
yeah.
get them, I'll hit that super chat button thing. So, just rock lights, Container Man. How is Peter typing when both of his hands are under the desk?
Sparky's doing the typing for me.
Yes, I've got control of Peter's YouTube channel right now, and I'm being nice about it. So,
Yes.
2448 Toy Man, you have a bit of an announcement to make. So if you want to type that in here and let everybody know what's going on, then it'll be up on the type screen too. But what he wants me to read to everybody is, now that it disappeared, see, it's technical difficulties again. Ron 2448 Toy Man, hey, my show on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Please do a shout out. So there you go. I did a shout out. Everybody go to his channel tomorrow night.
I'll be
at
watching.
7 o'clock Eastern, which is the same time I do my show. And he runs trains and talks talk, or he does locomotive builds. What are you doing tomorrow anyway? So Artemis Junction is crying. Does that mean you're crying because you're losing 3 of your ESO tank cars? Pretty sure that's what that means right there. They are awesome cars. I love them. But I looked them up on eBay and they're like $46 American. And just for a used car, I'm not going to do it. So
Jennifer White, Dave, did you
Nancy,
catch?
it's okay. Barnabas is, yeah, him and I got a little thing.
Dave,
going.
did you catch any Vinny problems he has with Digitrax? Apparently we did. I think Vinny sent some of his bad luck with Digitrax to our ESU system.
And actually, I didn't see any of his videos about that. I've been busy for the last little bit, so I did look at all his video. Well, he sent the one video out that he was doing the train show in California. So, did you catch the Vinny stuff? Yeah.
Nolan, which T4 Givo should I get? In the Canadian National. I got to play with the Intermountain one because Sparky was graciously gave it to me for the weekend, and I just looked at the one Ron has, 2448 Toyman. They both have their pros and cons. The detail is about the same. You have see-through grills, so right here above the radiator unit on the scale trains you have see-through grills where you can see the dynamic fans. With the Intermountain here you don't have the see-through, it's solid. But you can, the camera's not going to pick it up, but you have the actual stanchions on the bottom grills of the body able to be visible on the Intermountain where the scale trains does not. The one thing that I like about the Intermountain over the scale trains, for the CN unit, they all have the ditch lights and the DPU marker lights. So when it's in forward position and you press function 12, there's a little light above the right ditch light that turns red, and that's your DPU if this is a trailing locomotive. Front or back, so basically it indicates your red light of the end of the train. And the one thing that it has over that Intermountain doesn't have is the first model of the Gs to have this. Everything in the real prototype from a GE-8, I believe, and up has, if you look at all your models, whether it's Intermountain, Athearn, or Cato that did these models, a -8 and up. If you look by the door, right above the anti-climber on front and back, you had a little circular indent. All of them up to this date were non-functional. So basically what that little indent was, is going to be hard to see, was anti-climber night running light. And Intermountain is the first one on the market to actually have that light lit up, and I believe that's function F11. So you have both lights functioning up in the front anti-climber and the back anti-climber. So Intermountain is the first one to do this. So that's the only real plus that Intermountain has above scale trains if you're a light freak. You're going to like that extra little light. As for detail, they both have amazing detail. They both have the independently rolling track caps, so the caps actually move with the wheels. It would be a toss-up. To me, it would basically come down to if you want the extra lighting or not, but they're both fantastic units. They both run really, really well. They sound about the same. The scale trains might be a bit louder than the Intermountain, but that's all CVs again. You can change all that with your CV settings, but pretty much Intermountain has stepped up their game with the Tier 4 compared to their other offerings, so it's going to be a hard choice for me if I'm going to get one of these, but it's a very close race. They're about the same, I would say.
That was kind of for Sam Cool. He was asking if the ESU system would work with Easy Track. Basically, any controller system will work with any kind of track because that's your power system. Your track is only your bus line, basically. Yep. So it's the same connections that you use for any. I believe you use NCE2, Sam. So yeah, it works. Yeah, you just got to hook it up the same way. It goes into the back of the ESU controller system. So
yeah, any DC system will work with any track, pretty much, as long as you have a proper feeders running to your track and then to your system is going to pretty much power any track.
Barnabas Junction says he doesn't model American trains. Neither I don't model UK trains, but I still want 3 of your tank cars.
I think he wants to trade with you. He wants a Silver Streak for 3 of those cars.
I don't have a Silver Streak. What's a Silver Streak?
I have no idea.
All right.
I think it's a steam train. I have no idea.
Was it?
I don't know.
Might have been a Santa Fe train.
Could be, yes. Could be. Yeah.
2448 Toyman came back on. His live stream tomorrow is going to be putting in 2 switches onto his layout. And I believe that's going to be a crossover that he's doing. So that should be good. How to install something onto your layout that you've already got existing. So I might actually have to watch that because I actually want to put a crossover in my layout that I've already got laid with ballast on it already too. So.
Yeah, same. I'm going to be doing the same thing. So. Containerman, is it a red dot? If you're talking about the DPU light above the front and rear ditch lights, yes, that's a red light. If you're talking about the little light above the anti-climbers in the front and the back, it's actually, I believe it's a yellowish incandescent light or a white light like you get on your ditch lights and headlights. Maybe when Sparky does a review of this one in the future, he could show you all the lighting functions on it.
I'm surprised it was programmed, actually. I didn't even know I had that one out of the box yet. So.
Yeah. Well, I programmed it for you at my house.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
The big thing for my moderators out there is people are allowed to say, check out my channel once, subscribe to my channel once. They can use emojis all they want. I don't care about that unless they're being excessively, like, obscene or something. The only thing I don't like really out there on the live stream is check me out, check me out, check me out, check me out, check me out.
Oh.
So you guys can hit that right away.
Southampton, the Silver Streak. Oh, yes, from the movie. I believe Rapido is actually going to be releasing those Canadian units from the movie upcoming. Right now, anybody that has the Silver Streak F7s, they're custom painted and done through basically modelers. But I think Rapido's planning on releasing the F7s in the Silver Streak livery, but don't quote me on that. Those are ex-CP Rail units that they donated for the movie.
And if I've been told, we are 2 NCE boobs, so yes, Container Man, we're both right off topic from each other. So I say one thing, he's talking about another. So that's just going to be a given if we're going to do live streams together. So that's for the comedy relief. I don't know.
Plus, I'm faster on the uptake on the chat.
But you're long-winded.
I am long-winded. Yes, I gotta stop talking.
Okay, so 2 more minutes, you guys, and we're gonna knock her off. So anybody got something to say right away, like right now, besides you, Barnabas, because I'm done talking to you if you're not sending me any more stuff.
Southampton, yes, that's correct. They were just repainted to the AmRail logos.
See, it takes me like a week now because I got to go back and watch this like 3 times just so I can read the chat and find out what people are talking about.
Yep.
Container Man was spot on about something.
Yes, we missed that.
Well, Barnabas said it,
Hmm.
so it's got to have something to do with that silver streak thing. Oh, I just think that's like some white guy that's got no tan at all, streaking in the middle of the night. That's a silver streak to me.
Here you go.
Oh, why not?
And again, sorry guys if I was too long-winded. I just wanted to be.
Oh, I'm just busting your balls.
Just wanted to
Jeez.
kind of explain you guys the system if anybody else on the fence to buy it. I myself will be buying it in the future. Just don't know exactly when, but it is a good system overall with without the little hiccups you get here or there.
Now, did anybody out there see what my chat actually topped out? How many people actually showed up at the show? 'Cause right now we're sitting at 31. Did I sit at 31 for a long time? Was I up to 50, 60, 100? Was there 1,000 people here? Because I keep forgetting to watch that, but it's my curiosity. So that's my question to you guys is how many people did we top out at? The other question I got, and you guys can leave that in the comments too, is was it helpful at all? ESU, my final thoughts on it are just this. I watched the videos on the system. It was a plug-and-play system. You plug it in, you turn it on, you run trains right after you set the voltage. So far, the biggest thing I don't like about it, A, the cords are too short, because if you're running trains for a while and your handheld unit gets low and you plug it in, well, now you got 1.5 feet worth of cord. I don't like that. There should be at least 3 feet there, maybe 4 or 5, right? They'll probably sell that after. The other thing I don't like about the ESU system so far is you plug it in, turn it on, takes 2-3 minutes to turn on.
Yeah, that's why I think I don't like either.
Yeah, and then you have to turn on the handheld unit after the other unit, the power pack unit, charges up, and now you're waiting another 4 or 5 minutes. So personally, and I don't know about you guys, when I go down to run my trains, I plug in my NCE system, everything pops up in about 30 seconds, and I'm running trains. So to me, so far, the ESU system is just not crunching it for me. It's a system that I just might have to give away at a grand prize. I don't know. Because of the bugs and stuff, like I said, I'll give it to you for a couple more weeks. You can horse around with it. We'll do another live chat, see if it's up and running even better. But
yeah, I gotta agree with Sparky. The biggest issues for me as well, it takes about a few minutes for the system to power up itself, and then it takes about 2 minutes for the actual controller to turn on. And I do believe that there's something seriously wrong with the ESU power supply.
I can call Matt about that because I got his phone number from ESU too.
Well, when I looked on forums to try to get this working, there was actually a couple of guys with the same exact problem who couldn't get track power to the track, and it was all through the power brick here, and actually a few of them had to return their systems to ESU for a full exchange. I think there's something wrong with the ESU power supplies where it's causing most of these technical issues. And my other concern is I think that if you're by a stronger router like this beast that Sparky has, it kind of interferes with the Wi-Fi signal of the actual ESU control cab. So if you're running heavy Wi-Fi in your house, it might interfere with the actual ESU system.
Okay, so it's not up on the screen yet, but Gavin Whiteman, Sparky, I have a request on something for your next stream. On what do we want to see in an HO scale model on the side of detail?
Well, that's actually a great topic.
Yeah, that's another thing that I can bring up. In my homepage, there is a community tab at the top. If you go to that community tab, I do have a spot there that I ask, what do you guys want to see on a live stream for Wednesdays? Leave your comments there. I do go through them about twice a week to find out what I can talk about. Because personally, if Peter wasn't here tonight, we were really going to have a problem. I was probably going to start talking about weathering, which is, incidentally, weathering is going to be next week's topic. I'm going to have a couple weathered locomotives here that I have received from a few other people. And we're going to talk about when is a good time to weather them, why you weather them, if you even want to weather them. So that's next week's topic. If you guys will clue into that one, tune into that one. I might have to clue in myself, but and like every week, guys, if you guys got questions, everybody else out there can answer them, or myself if I can actually read the chat. Every once in a while, I do get to read it. So, Sparky, what about house power? What?
Is it clean? Maybe noise on the line.
Uh,
I doubt that the home wiring would cause too much interference in the system.
I would say definitely not.
Because my layout, I had the system right by, like my basement's unfinished in the home that I live in, and right where I had my system 2 feet away was regular power plug with an exposed wire going up the joist to the main, like just the main power line. And I had no problems with the system at home whatsoever when I actually got the voltage on the main box in the right in the right sweet spot after I got that set properly. Every time I powered on the unit, I had no problem turning on the track power, and I had no Wi-Fi issues whatsoever in my house. So.
Sometimes it makes no sense what people put in the comments. Joe G, I'm scared to weather. I normally hide in the closet.
He's like you. He likes to.
Hey, that's enough.
It's pristine. He likes pristine trains.
Well, that's true. And yeah, I do. I like them brand new. But that's next week's topic. I'm not talking about weathering this week. So, Nancy Hobby. Easy Train Granny, Nancy Hobby Shop can help you. Maybe take local to them.
She had damaged truck on one of her locals.
Ah, yes, definitely take it back, especially if you just bought it. So, yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Hopefully, you guys can sit here and chat for a little bit more. We're just gonna kind of clean up. Why are you smiling like that? Oh, that's later. That's before. Never mind. See, now I'm getting mixed up with the chats here. So, okay, you guys keep chatting away, and we'll start clean up a little bit. You can take this system home again.
You sure?
Yeah, why not?
Actually, I should take it home. If I leave it with you, probably throw it out the window.
Probably. I'm not liking it yet, but whatever. So, yeah, I'm sure it will get better.
Maybe you need to come to my house for a couple of hours and see how it works on my house.
Hey, can we do live stream later, please?
I don't know if I could set it up. It might be my first live stream.
See how it goes. Oh, it's just nice to get my glasses off. Oh my god. Are we allowed to drink on YouTube? I can't remember.
All the lives I watch, people drink beer, so I don't know.
Cheers to you guys. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you guys.
That wasn't even on camera. Cheers to you guys. Thanks for coming out. And we'll see you guys again next Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, you'll see Sparky. I'll be watching from my house.
Well, you're a moderator. You better
There watch. You go. Oh, yeah. Yes. Man, maybe you'll see me in a couple of weeks once we finally get all the bugs out of the system.
Okay, so I'm going to kill this live stream so you guys don't see us cleaning up and doing all this great stuff that we're doing offline. So
have a good night, guys.
Thank you very much for showing up, guys, and taking part, asking questions, and everybody being involved. It seemed like a very good chat out there, what I did see of it. And like I said, hopefully it was kind of useful to you guys. Biggest thing I wanted to point out was how I'm not going to say non-user friendly ESU is, but
it has glitches. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not the system that the videos make it out to be, but ESU has to sell their product, right? So
personally, I think they rushed it too quick to the market. They could have tested it out.
But it's been in the market overseas for like years. So.
Yeah, but what I think.
I'm glad I shut this off.
Oh, it's shut off already?
No, it's not shut off.
Well, what I think they did is, if you look at the EOS system from Europe, it's a big table. It sits on your table. It's a big system with 2 knobs and a big screen in the middle, and then you have your secondary Wi-Fi throttle. I think it was just built better. It's not as compact. I think when they miniaturized the system for the U.S. market, they didn't test it enough, and then you have these glitches. That's all it is. It's just it's a new product. Every new product out there has some quirks when you first get it. So
Barnabas, don't get everybody going over here in North America about your SO cars. That's a UK thing, and only I'm allowed to tease you. My goodness, everything's coming back over here now. Okay, guys, I'm going to can it right now. Thanks for showing up.
Have a good night.
Even I showed up. I wasn't going to show up. Peter was going to do this, but oh well. Next time. See you next Wednesday. Bye for now.